morning, lads. Shall I help you out? Sure, Charlie.
What they used to be. There used to be trains, not very quick, got you from place to place, but now there's just jams, half a mile thick, stay in the human race. I'm walking names, stuck, parking meters outside, our doors to greet us, now things ain't what they used to be. Oh, monkeys flying round the moon, we'll be up there with them soon. Things ain't.
In July 2012, the geezers went to look at the new white building in Hackney Wick, developed by Space for artists and community activities as an Olympic legacy project. The building was once part of the Clarnico Sweet Factory. It was the starting point for us exploring our memories of the Wick and how it has changed.
I'll tell you what, Ray, I reckon we'll hear the Olympics from where we live because we used to hear the Speedway, didn't we? Going round Friday night.
I remember standing on the corner and getting covered in ash.
Yeah, when the boats come round here. You used to duck down, didn't you?
Yeah, but the dogs though, we used to go over there, bunk off Thursday afternoon, go over there, as kids would run in, put their bet on, come out, we used to get the old programmes off them. Instead of sixpence, we let them have a tuppence going in.
The day started off with local photographer Chris Storley Brown showing us photos of the area.
You see, Clarnico's is huge. This is Queen's Yard, but Clarnico's had all of this, all of those. Aki was there, the dry cleaners was in there.
What's Clarnico's? Clarnico's the sweet mints.
My wife worked at Clarnico's. Oh, did she? Only like she was a machinist during the day. Yeah. At night time we were saying I to get married. I was in the army and she went to Clarnico's and done 5 nights just packing. Yeah, packing. Her and my sister both went. Get a few extra bob, like, you know.
Yeah. Good paying conditions?
Nah, very poor, but you just took it, didn't you? Because you want to get a few bob. I couldn't save much on 28 bob a week in the army, so she wanted to get married, so she had to get the money, didn't she?
Were you a regular?
No, national service.
She was when you got married.
Is he boasting again?
Clarnico got his name.
Yeah,
Clark Nicholson Coons.
We started the walkabout with a visit to the workshops opposite the white building.
It's a varnish, yeah. Well, we shape it at first with a chainsaw, and then we get grinders, like sanding discs, and just shape it, smooth it out, and then chisel in the patterns. Yeah.
Are they up for sale?
But yeah, go on, have one.
Too much for
It's
Be careful, I might quote you on that.
Well, you should have it. Come and have a look.
Take it.
Yeah. You can come and have a look at the grinders.
Danny was particularly interested in the sculptures because he worked as a merchant seaman out of New Zealand some years ago.
And we build all the roofs, like we build bamboo bars and tree houses and things like that, so we use all the thatch as a roof.
And how long have you been in this building?
Like 4 months, 4 or 5 months. Not that long. It started off really small. It started off just my boss and his partner, and now they're doing really well. Massive.
Who was on this building before? Do you know?
It was I think it was a mechanics or something like that.
Job, so I was a silverer, making mirrors. Really? And you used to have a formula which formaldehyde, ammonia, boiled sugar, silver nitrate that you got from Johnson and Matthews, and you had to mix it up in a certain way. If you didn't, you had a good chance. It was in a 10-gallon carboy. If you didn't, you had a good chance of it exploding, so you used to do a runner. But the smells of it, my boss used to keep trying to pay me in Scottish pound notes. not just me, other people there.
Then again, there wasn't so much greed. You know, greed's taking
People
over
were
the
more
world.
satisfied in it, yeah.
People were satisfied with what they had. Also, we used to share. Whatever we had, we shared. But today they don't. All they're worried about is money, money, money. Yeah, you
And
know.
what they got.
Oh, that's right.
It, yeah.
And it's killing everything. The football, you're losing the sport aspect of football because of too much money. Them guys, they don't earn that. They're
not worth that money,
They're
should
not
we
worth 200 grand a week. No man's worth that.
Chris, tell us about this building.
Yeah, it's all that's left of Achill Sayre, the dry cleaners. It was the first dry cleaning factory in the world, and it was this building. Then there was a yard here, and you can see someone taking a page out of the cut, the newspaper.
Yeah, it's in there, isn't it? Yeah.
And they've blown it up. And
There it is, yeah.
Oh, this is it. Yeah.
but it's nice that like a little kind of ghost of what's there. If you step over here, you can see that it had the name up there, didn't it?
Yeah. It's done in like a mosaic.
Yeah.
And you can just see it.
Yeah.
And the mailman said, we'll get you a job. Apprentice coppersmith. Maples, the firm is called. Okay. And I hated the job. I absolutely hated it. But he said, you'll stay in there. I stood there for 2 years. And I'll tell you the one thing that they made, it was a boring job. They made shovels, copper shovels, for shoveling up the money. Because you remember years ago in banks, it was all coins, wasn't it? And people used to they shovel the money up. Not like in notes now. No, it was made copper outside and a steel bit on the front.
Okay.
And you had to work your foot on a banger while one of the blokes was making it.
Right.
Oh, and he used to kill you. But that's the first job I had when I was 15. Okay. I hated that job because it was so boring. Looking at the clock, you're thinking, I ain't going to look at that clock. You look up, it's only hours gone, it's 5 minutes ago.
There was a big Coca-Cola advert on that wall. They shot a video in front of it with the Olympics in the background. Then they, instead of painting it over, the locals paid someone to come and blank it out. So he just showed it, Hackney Wick, the HW let us show it through it. They were then paid by someone else to come and paint over it. So they got a result twice over.
In the factory, I suppose there must have been about 200 or more. And then there was the office staff as well. No, I was a chauffeur there for the chairman. But I know the area quite well, and when they interviewed me, they asked me certain questions, and I got the job. Could I drive? Yes. That was it.
And what was the chairman like?
Very good. But of course, the one chairman didn't stay there always. After about 3 years, it was a different chairman. And so you got different people. And then I moved on to work for Woolwich Building Society. I went there to drive the chairman as well. I had to work late, but and I got paid overtime, but on most of the jobs that were late, they were in the West End and they were at the Dorchester or wherever. And I could be home from there in 20 minutes, so I was getting paid overtime sitting indoors.
Probably my favourite memory was that pub on the corner there. My dad used to drink in here because he works at Clarnicos. He used to drink in here every night. I lived in a banjo of about 6 streets. And at least in each one of the streets, at least 3 or 4 people raised pigeons. And it was in a pigeon shop. Everyone raised pigeons. Yeah. And this was one of the famous pubs where you bought your pigeons in and checked them out. You bought all the clocks here. Right. So of a Saturday night, I used to come round here with my mate's dad who raced pigeons on our bikes, put all our bikes up there, and then we'd get a lemonade and then open the clocks up and see who won the race.
Call that Smelly Street.
Yeah.
It went all the way along. There was all these different, you know, boiled up bones to get out the glue and various things. But then you went into the smell of Yardley's, which was quite nice.
I mean, you could walk about with your eyes shut and know where you were by the smell.
But we're talking about the smells from it. round here because, as I remember, it did smell something rotten round here. But there was Castle, Capel and Leonard, wasn't it? Just up there. And there was the whiffs from Artul Serra and all the rest of it.
What did Carlos do?
Carlos, they refined petrol.
Yeah,
Or,
yeah.
you know, they were
yeah.
the first people to turn crude into petrol.
Their tankers were immaculately sign-rated. It was immaculate and kept well. You know, that was probably their best advert, their motors going along.
This was Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
But like, it wasn't sort of, you know, you imagine laboratories. It was kind of open yards.
Yeah,
with-
had all
with-
the lorries
Well,
out in
it
there.
was not only there was a small enterprise, an individual person who learned the skill and the knowledge of technology, and he developed it, set it up here. And this is where he can get the tool and the skill and the labour was here. There was nowhere else around it.
Absolutely.
They used to bring logs up the river. Yeah, the barges. And then they had their own transport where they collect them, take them into Brighton Maze, put them in the mill, make them into like skillets, and then they transport them up to the floor, and then they just load the skillets in the machine. They'd be dipped first into phosphorus, and then they go round for about a mile. It took an hour for it to go around the machine, and then they was all automatically put into boxes. Then go along a bit further, they put the sandpaper on, and then they go in and get packed and into cartons, and they just come out as cartons. On each machine there's over a mile of matches. And like when you had a breakdown, the phosphorus would dry, and then they let everyone out of the floor, so when they pushed the button, up went the matches. Really? Yeah. They had their own fire people in there and all.
These big buildings here are mostly artist studios. This is there's the Schwartz Gallery there, the Matchbox there, Electric Matchbox, which is media arts, and there's a little bar. It's very pleasant. And the others, I think, some of them are still workshops.
You could walk in and out of jobs in those days, literally.
You didn't have to have no HGVs and all
No,
that.
no.
You know, you just had a car licence to drive the biggest lorry under the
Yeah, I don't think any of us here really were ever out of work.
No.
You could
Never
always...
been out of work.
No, I've never been out of work.
No. Never been on the dole, nothing.
You could always step from one job to another. This is it.
As the day came to an end, the geezers got into conversation with some of the more recent residents in the area.
Do you realise you're on film? It's called a grain.
I can't really not.
They've changed our local pally into a bowling alley, and things ain't what they used to be. There's Teds with drain pipe trousers and Debs in coffee houses, and things ain't what they used to be. There used to be trams, not very quick, got you from place to place, but now there's just jams.